Hey, everybody. Welcome to another fun edition of Deborah Kobylt Live. And you were just watching Lauren Rashap, right?
Rashap, but close enough.
I love how you're doing that. You are the author of Lauren Living Healthy, and you do all sorts of things. In this hour, you are in studio to highlight some products that you think will make us beautiful from the inside out, to talk about how we can do that. Lauren was talking about 4 steps that we really should follow if we want to look beautiful, right, from the inside out.
Absolutely.
Because if you're starting from the outside in, you're just sort of putting on a mask, right? You've got to do it from the whole inside.
Absolutely.
So, and specifically your gut. Right.
Your gut.
But what were you doing in that video? You're in your
Yes,
kitchen. I've been in your kitchen.
Exactly. So part of looking beautiful from the inside out is to really change your diet. And this week, one of the major culprits of skin aging is something called advanced glycation end products. And those are products that are created by excess sugar consumption, which is the #1 cause of aging skin.
You know, sugar is confusing because we all know what sugar is if you're eating, your Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
But where is sugar hidden that you might not know where it is?
In most canned foods, in jarred foods, most processed foods.
So if I buy garbanzo beans in a can?
No, I don't think you'll find them there.
Okay.
But in your ketchups, you'll find hidden sugars. In a lot of sauces that are packaged, salad dressings are huge culprits. So it's really best. I teach people how to make things from scratch. Right now I'm doing a lot of training of chefs. That's kind of where my practice is moved into rather than me making the food. But I'm still doing my cut the crack cleanse, and that's what I'm doing in this video.
Cut the crack, and the crack essentially is the sugar.
Is the sugar, and it does operate in the same part of the brain center as cocaine does, and it is equally as addictive.
How do you get off it, though? Because once you're on it, a friend of mine, I just saw her, and she's actually also a television personality. She looked fantastic. I said, oh, my gosh, what are you doing? She goes, I cut out the sugar. And again, to me, that just means a candy bar. It's just it's very tough. So you've got sugar in your breads, right?
Right. Well, you've got sugar everywhere. And also people talk to me, one of the big confusing foods is fruit.
Yes.
And how to best consume fruit. So fruit is sugar, but my feeling about fruit is that eat your fruit and skip your candies.
Because it's natural fruit.
It is natural fruit. It still is fruit. It still can accelerate blood sugar, and there's ways to hack that by just adding a little bit of fat or protein with the consumption of sugar, and then you slow down the rate at which the sugar enters your bloodstream and spikes your blood sugar and creates those nasty end products I was talking about.
Yeah, and then what happens is it does become addictive, and then you just want to continue eating.
Nonstop.
You don't just stop. People talk about dieting, but that's hard to do if you've got an addiction going and you want to continue to eat something because it's got the sugar and it makes you want more of the cocaine, if you will.
Right.
So
exactly.
again, how would you go into someone's home? I know that you're a consultant and you're paid to do this by people. You go in and what do? You just show up and look into their pantries and refrigerators. And
I'm very invasive. It's awful. The kids,
I would
the
be
kids in
horrified.
the family absolutely hate my guts. But
Yeah.
So what I do is I first meet with the family and try to get their buy-in, because it really starts with the parents. And the parents with their jars of candy all over the place.
What if the parents eat very differently? I have a very difficult time. There's nothing you could do in my home to change the way John eats. It just wouldn't happen.
Yes.
He wouldn't have any of it. He's a big carb guy. I don't know how he's going to live another 50 years, but whatever. Have at it. There's nothing you could do to get a vegetable in him or even a piece of fruit.
Right.
What do you do when you're someone who really enjoys eating healthy,
Right.
but the person you're sharing your space with has no interest?
Has no interest,
And
right.
the kids generally, though, they'll take a cue and they'll go healthier.
Right.
But that's hard to do.
It is really hard to do.
It
is. It's difficult to do, but I think a really great way to do it is to start at the farmer's market and take
Don't we have video of her like roaming through the market?
Yeah. I do farmer's market tours on some Sundays with clients.
Wait, so you like take people into is that a farmer's market video?
Yeah. I take my clients through, or the chefs that I'm training, and introduce them to my favorite farmers that are truly organic.
And you and I go to the same farmer's market,
do,
right?
we do.
In West LA and Brentwood, if anybody is visiting. It's a great farmer's market. I get all my earrings there, too.
Yes, exactly. I think I have those earrings. Did you
No,
get
these
those?
I did not get
Okay,
from Wanda.
okay.
Wanda is Wanda Designs.
Wanda.
You know Wanda?
Yes, I've heard some Wanda.
Oh, she's one. I go there and I buy like 10 of the same ones.
I know.
But wait a minute, here you are at the
Yes,
farmer's market.
yes,
What are you doing?
I'm here talking about medicinal mushrooms, and they're
Medicinal mushrooms?
Yes, and not the kind that you hallucinate on. Sorry,
These are called cordyceps.
but these are the kind of mushrooms that
These are
actually protect you from getting
actually
cancer.
for the brain.
And what are they called?
they're cordyceps.
And the easiest way to prepare them
mushrooms.
is
And
take
so you can
your
add
raw
that into a
butter
stir fry.
from
Do they
organic
taste
dairy
good?
pastures.
When you add them with
cut up
other
some
mushrooms, they
garlic
actually do.
and a
They're
little
actually
olive
very
oil,
tasty.
saute them.
And can you buy them at any market if you don't have a reliable farmer's market near you? Farmers markets are popping up everywhere,
yes,
I have
they
to say,
are.
particularly where we live, you know,
Yes.
but if you're somewhere
Yeah.
where it's freezing, that's going to be tough to do.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. So
What are you drinking there?
I
Probably
know,
something green.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm having my green juice. My throat's a little dry. I apologize. But
Okay.
this is how you get in your greens. If you have a picky eater at home, just juice for them. You can get in 6 servings of vegetables in 1 6-ounce cup of juice.
Okay,
So-
we once
Yeah, so
we
there-
once emptied the Coke out of John's can and put in prune juice.
I
It's
love it.
true.
I love it.
And we thought, well, maybe he won't notice, but the entire thing just went out into the table. He's like,
That's hysterical.
no. But anyway, so go ahead.
Yes, that's hysterical. So, listen, it's really hard to retrain someone who's already had a lifetime of habits, right, of eating habits.
So let's talk about those people, you're right, who really want to just
Yeah.
change over.
Right.
And you said you actually really have this thing going where you're working on people's gut to
Yes.
clear out their
Yes.
gut. In other words, to move the shit.
Yes. So how it typically works is I go into the home or the family comes to me or the individual, and I look at all their blood work. I look at things like stool sample. Poop is a huge factor. I want to see the health of the gut. And typically, if the gut is unhealthy, so is the person.
And what's unhealthy in the gut? What would you find in the stool sample?
Bacteria that don't belong there, insufficient amounts of certain healthy bacteria that feed brain, that feed skin, that feed immune system. So you can see those, and there's a great, great company that's actually doing a direct-to-consumer poop test now. It's called Viome, and I'm very excited by that.
What's the name of that? And
Viome.
So you can just send in your poop to them,
You
and
can
then
send in your
you'll
poop.
get your report back?
Yes.
So it doesn't even have to go to the doctor. You can just get your own poop report.
Exactly.
This
you
is
can
fascinating.
you can get your own poop.
And what should people be looking for in their poop report?
Well, they'll see because they'll give a readout of all the foods that are highly allergic to that person, or else they'll tell you about different parasites that you may or may not have. It'll tell you of the complexion of the gut flora, what probiotics to take, what foods might be best to support.
Oh, this is a great thing to invest in.
Yeah.
So, some people, I'm one of them, I don't really like to go to the doctor, and then, you have to you have to give a sample at a certain time and then rush it over to the
Awful.
doctor's
It's
office.
awful.
It's a tough thing to do, I have to tell you. So now if you could do it on your own and on
Yes.
your own time,
Yes.
then that's a lot more doable.
Makes it much easier. So
okay.
looking at that, also looking at blood work. I love to look at people's blood work. I like to look at their thyroid, their hormone output, particularly for women as we get to a certain age, going through, we're going to talk about premenopause, perimenopause, menopause. When our hormones change, our gut changes. So we have to support our gut to really balance the rest of our
What
body.
about cortisol? Talk to me about that, because
Oh, boy.
when you say when people's hormones change, I
Mm-hmm.
always notice, in women as they're getting older, their guts are just bigger.
Mm.
Is it because it's their muscle tone, or is it because
Mm-hmm.
the fats are stored there? What's going on?
It's all hormonal.
Yeah.
So what happens when the hormones start to shift as we age, we end up losing estrogen, we end up losing progesterone and losing testosterone. And basically, we end up actually, turning into men and men turn into women if you look really down the pipeline. And
Oh,
men,
how interesting.
women get a little more aggressive as they get older, and then the men get very docile because they lose all their testosterone. So it's a really good idea to make sure that those hormones are balanced, and you can balance them with food. There's also, again, bioidentical hormones is another thing that I look at, and then I will refer out. So I'm kind of a clearinghouse for health. I will line up other doctors that when I see a deficiency in another area in blood work, say, let's check this out. Let's get the testosterone fixed. Let's get your estrogen fixed. I see excess cortisol production. Let's do another test. I see problems with the gut. I see heavy metals. That's a huge thing I'm seeing in clients.
How are we getting heavy metals
Heavy
in
metals.
our gut?
It is pervasive. So heavy
Is
metals.
it in our foods? Is it in
It's
our...
in our food supply. Also, do you love fish? Because I love fish.
I
love
like
s-
fish. I don't love fish. I have
Okay.
to force myself
Okay,
to
well,
eat
that's
fish.
actually, believe it or not, there are doctors right now, integrative doctors that say do not consume fish.
Why?
Unless
Mercury?
it's wild caught. Yes, the mercury. The mercury consumption for people that are big fish eaters, pescatarians, or people that just love fish as their main source of protein, will actually have very elevated. I am a sushi lover. I had massive levels of mercury, and what happens with that? Guess what? Brain fog. You cannot form a sentence. It's awful, awful, awful. Joint pain,
Hey, hang on a minute.
arthritis.
How do you know where your fish is caught? Because I don't necessarily believe it. And another thing we're going to get to, let's not forget,
Yes.
is organic.
Yes.
But we'll get back to that because
Yes.
organic isn't necessarily organic.
It's true. It's unfortunate.
Let's go back to the fish
Yes.
because, okay, remember when there was that huge issue in
Fukushima?
Yes.
Yes.
In Japan.
Yes.
It didn't just dissolve.
Oh, no, it
All
did
of that
not.
went into the sea.
Into the Pacific, all the way up to the Alaskan border. Yes.
There's no doubt. And people are fishing, and it's still there. It's still in there.
bet
It
it
doesn't
is.
just dissipate.
Yes.
It just becomes part of the ecosystem.
You're right. And that's what we're
not
ingesting.
talked about. And we are ingesting that. And who knows who's putting what in the oceans that we just don't know about.
Absolutely.
There's so much that is not regulated from
Yes.
other countries and ours. I'm often very suspect of fish.
Absolutely.
But if you love fish, where should you be getting your fish from? What should you look for on the package?
Okay. Well, wild caught.
Or in the fish market.
So wild caught to begin with. And again, I like to buy my fish from the farmer's market. But again, there still will be trace amounts of chemicals and metals in all of our fish. The smaller the fish, the better.
Is there a particular region that the fish should be coming from?
Alaska.
Alaskan
Yes.
fish.
Also, there's salmon that is caught in Colorado, the coho salmon, but it's really dry and flat and kind of flaky and not tender and moist. So I love Alaskan. I try to eat it a couple days a week because the nutritional benefits from it are really almost outweigh the amount, the trace amounts.
The
of-
omega-3s.
Yes, the omega-3s. And what do those do? Everything. From skin health, glowing skin, vibrant brain, the DHA, which we need for our brains, our aging brain. We all need it. Kids need it too.
How else can you get that, though? The omega.
You can take a supplement.
You can take a
Yes,
supplement.
but you have to make sure, and again, you can contact me. I'll give you my list of supplements that I like that have been third-party tested for what? For mercury. So you really need to make sure that they're molecularly distilled and that they're from a wild-caught source.
Actually, while we're on it, give me a couple of the supplements that are a must do that you
Must do.
have.
Okay, so this is hard. So another test that I actually insist that my clients do now, because I've been practicing as a nutritionist for 20 years. It's my 20th year in business.
And might I say, 3 generations,
Yes,
right? I mean, this
yes.
is really, it's not something that you just became interested in the past 5 or 10
Correct.
years.
Yes.
Your mom practiced this and
yeah.
practices.
Yes,
And
my,
grandma.
my grandmother was one of the first yoga teachers in the United States.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes,
That's really neat.
We
So
were
this
we
is-
were boo Jews growing up. So
Boo
it's-
Jews.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, really cool. But you're asking me about supplements. What are the must-have supplements?
Omega-3.
Omega-3, I always say yes to. For a while, I said no. Last couple of years, I was not certain about that because I saw heavy metals in some of my favorite brands. So I then retracted my everyone must have omega-3 to let's look at your fatty acid profile. Let's take that test. Take the test. Let's see what oils that you're missing, because it could be that you're missing omega-6 or omega-3 or DHA. There's so many different
You know what's
variables.
interesting? This is the kind of panel that the doctor doesn't do if
Yes.
you just go for your
No,
yearly checkup.
they do not.
Every year when I go for a checkup, they're like, oh, you're fine. But I'm like, but
Yes.
I don't quite feel right.
Right.
Something's wrong. No, your panel's fine. But really, that's just like a surface panel.
Yes, it's a surface
You
panel.
know, it's like seeing that there's something wrong in your skin,
Yeah,
but really
it's
further, it's skin deep. you
Yes.
know?
And what's really also very frustrating is that, yes, not only are the panels incomplete, for instance, for a thyroid panel, they'll never even do your antibodies. So to see if you have secondary infections like Hashimoto's. So I really like to have tests done by functional medicine doctors or practitioners to make sure you get a full, thorough panel.
So when you go to that doctor, you say, hi, I'd like this type of blood work done. What is
Yes.
that called?
Yes. So there's many panels to have. So when someone comes to see me, if they, like you say, I'm not feeling well. What's going on? Well, I'm really having a lot of, I'm
Joint pain. Let's say for joint
okay,
pain.
I'm having a lot of joint pain. Let me look at your blood work. I say on the blood work, there's nothing on the basic panel, which is called a CBC panel. So let's go look at some inflammation markers. So then I would order some more inflammation marker panels, and also your essential fatty acid panel and a gut panel. But now you can order your gut panel yourself for literally a fraction of the price.
and that's
then-
not the blood. That's in your poop.
That's in your poop. You got to take a little. Unfortunately, you got to take a little scoop of your poop. You just put it in and you mail it right to them. And
Such a lovely way to spend an
it's
evening.
So lovely, yeah, charming, romantic. So And then
Could be, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Never mind. So, and then you would get a more specific panel for joint pain. And then I'd see, oh my goodness, you have omega-3 fatty acid deficiency. We've got to get you on omegas. You need glucosamine and chondroitin. That's for joints for sure. That's one of the major things for joints. Turmeric.
What is that?
I think turmeric is my be-all, end-all right now.
What is that? What is that? Tell me
So
what that is.
turmeric is an Indian root, and it's yellow. And it's part of my cleanse that I do every week. And by the way,
But what do you do with it?
I do everything with it. So I do turmeric lattes, turmeric morning shots.
Oh, could you imagine, Kaylee? This is like amazing.
Yeah.
Turmeric.
Yes.
We're gonna go to her house. She
Yes.
lives near us, and
Yes.
I want a turmeric latte.
Absolutely, the
that
best.
Just sounds.
It's so delicious. It's
Good.
so delicious. So if you do the cleanse in the morning, it's the turmeric shot. So I take a chunk of turmeric. It's a root about an inch big. A chunk
I
of
know
ginger.
what it is,
yes.
but,
and I blend it, and I juice it, and then I make the lattes. I make my own turmeric paste. I mean, it can be a little bit labor intensive, but you can also throw it in a bullet.
Yeah, I mean,
and be done
you're
with it.
somebody who just organically, if you will,
yeah.
does this. I'm
It's
someone
second
who would
nature.
have to be. It's not second nature for me.
it
I have
is.
to be like, whoa, wait a
It
minute, what?
is.
I have to go get the turmeric. Where should
Yes.
people be shopping? Can they
Yes.
find this at their regular old grocery store?
Well, you can
or-
get turmeric root really anywhere right now, any organic market. I prefer Erewhon, and I prefer the Co-op, and Whole Foods is okay too. And it's hard to find these roots at the farmer's market. You typically have to get them from a grocer, and they're in Indian grocer as well. You can get all
Most
that.
people,
they're all
though,
Indian herbs and spices.
You know, where we live, we have the small little markets
Yes.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We know that, and we have some terrific places to shop.
Yes.
But around the country, most people are going to the larger supermarkets.
Yes.
And I do too. And they're going to the Costco's and the Sam's Clubs. They're
bet.
going to Walmart to buy their food. What do you do if that's where you're shopping? Is there anything you can look out for to know that you at least made an effort to get something healthier?
Yeah. So, that brings up a bigger question. So really what's going on with our food supply? So, without kind of tackling that whole thing, but what you can do if you don't have access to these markets.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to push supplements, but you have to supplement that.
No, you
because
do.
These are the nutrients that you're not going to get in your food supply, because when you talked about organics, what's missing in our soil right now are some of these very nutrient-dense qualities like silica, zinc, and all these micro trace minerals. It's not even in our soil anymore. So we're not getting those minerals. So to take a good multivitamin that has a mineral complex is always just a kind of a great kind of
What
blanket.
multivitamin do you endorse? What do you like?
The only one I like, and again, I do sell it, but so I'm not. The only reason I do sell it is because
It's because you believe in it.
I believe in it.
Yeah,
You know
you're
how
not
much
somebody who's
research
just
I've done.
peddling stuff.
Yes.
You are living proof of
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can see her skin, but your skin is glowing.
Thank you.
And you said you had no makeup on, no
Yes,
face
no
makeup
face
on.
makeup.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
clearly what you're doing from the inside
Right.
out
I
is
just want to be
working. I mean,
authentic
it's
about
really
it. Right.
glowing.
Thank
So
you.
so tell me about that vitamin that you endorse.
So the vitamin is called Pure Encapsulations. If you get it from through me, I'll give you a discount.
Pure Encapsulations?
Pure Encapsulations. And you can contact me on my website or wherever
Is
you
it a
need
large pill? Can you chew it?
No, you can't chew it, but it's just you just swallow it. It's in a veggie cap. It's no big deal. It's not a hard. It's not a hard pill.
And that has a lot of the stuff that you say we really need.
Yeah, absolutely. And with regard to turmeric, again, all you have to do is go buy organic turmeric spice. Take a half a teaspoon and put a little black pepper in it. Put it in your little teeny blender with a little cup of coconut water and blend it. The pepper contains something called berberine, which is the active agent to help you absorb the turmeric. So for joint pain, inflammation, skin irritation, it's miraculous. I told you that I had some arthritis. I have a couple clients that have arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, which is in the autoimmune family, and they've done wonders with these high doses of the turmeric.
And that kind of, the arthritis, especially rheumatoid arthritis, is that brought on primarily by stress? I mean, how does one get that?
Oh my goodness, that's again
Is that a genetic thing? Or?
So what I'm seeing in my practice right now is a lot of secondary autoimmune conditions, maybe starting with the thyroid, maybe starting with a sluggish thyroid that turns into Hashimoto's, and the Hashimoto's goes untreated and the antibodies get elevated, and when they get elevated, all of a sudden you start to feel aches and pains and joint pain, and then comes MS and lupus and RA, and it's just cascading. The cause of all this, again, is what is in our environment and what we're putting on our skin, which is why I also want to show you a little bit about some of these natural products and what we're putting in our bodies. I mean, we can only control what we can control. So the more we can start to incorporate just some of these small little tricks into your daily diet, and if you don't live by a place, you got to take a supplement. You just end of story.
Organic. Let's talk about that quickly. Then we'll get to the products.
Okay, sure.
Because I was reading today, in fact, because I was, doing some research on you. And my husband even said, organic is not all that people think it is. If they're just running around buying organic, then there's actually natural pesticides that are in the organic. Please explain that to me.
Yeah.
You think you're doing good.
Yeah. So the be-all, end-all of farming is something called biodynamic and sustainable farming. So basically nothing that goes into the farm leaves the farm. Nothing that leaves the farm goes into the livestock or into any of the vegetable gardens. So it's truly, they're working with manure, bugs, marigold flowers, everything that is of the soil.
But that's a good thing, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute, is that bad or
so,
good? That's
so
a good
check
thing.
this out. So I was doing a farmer's market tour last week, and I take one of my clients to the egg guy who's biodynamic. I love this farm. They're great.
Wait, is this the farmer's market that we go to?
Yes.
I got to meet you there. Okay, go ahead.
And so the eggs were like $16 for a dozen, $15 a dozen. I mean, that's a lot of money for some people to pay, and I get that.
It's a tremendous
and that's
amount
not
of money for eggs,
necessary.
yeah.
But then, by the same token, someone will walk by a farmer that doesn't have the organic sign and say, "Are you organic?" No, then I'm not going to shop with you. Well, that's not the question to ask. The question to ask is, what are your growing practices? What are you using to feed your chickens? What are you using to feed your cows? What are you using for your produce? What kind of sprays are you using on your apples? Those are the questions to ask. Because at the organic farms, some of them are using all sorts of allergens. Meaning, let's say you come to me and say, you know what, I think I'm celiac or I'm gluten intolerant. So I have to take
Could
you
be coming from your eggs.
Yeah, could be coming from your
Because
eggs.
the chicken was fed.
Yes, corn, soy, wheat, barley, all this stuff.
This alone is going to give you anxiety.
What if you have seasonal allergies and they're feeding hay?
But how in God's name do you know
I
when
know.
you go to the grocery store?
Well, in the grocery store,
who's
you know,
feeding? Yeah.
The grocery store, just again, in the grocery store, it's always best to buy organic. That's your safest bet there. But again, you're right. But so the FDA says that at least 90% of your ingredients have to be organic to be certified organic. So where's that? There's a little bit of wiggle room, and in
Right.
that wiggle room, what happens? We don't know.
But you're right. What are you feeding the animals?
Yes, but those are the questions you ask if you have the luxury of shopping at a farmer's market.
But are people going to be honest with you? I mean, are they going to say?
I think that they are.
Are they going to say bread and corn and? What should they be feeding a
Yes,
chicken?
yes.
Really, what should they be feeding a chicken?
Well, basically what they should be feeding a chicken is the scraps from the farm. That's what they eat. One of the farmers, when he supports the feed, he puts in oyster shells. Oyster shell is a high form of calcium. We get the direct benefit from that. You should see the color of the yolks. They're like literally bright orange. They're amazing.
You should turn around the entire FDA.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you, you
Oh my
need
God.
to go to what
Yes.
they're going to listen
Yeah.
in this
Oh, God.
administration.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
really
yeah.
should.
In this one where there's going to be no regulation
You're
whatsoever.
someone who should be speaking in Washington.
And you know what else?
To really change the way people think.
And-
it's
yeah.
not complicated. Everything you're saying is smart. And it's the way people used to do things
it's
before everything
right,
was industrialized.
right.
This is not new. This is actually old, right?
It's old.
It's old.
Yes, we're going back
Going
to
back
pre-industrial
Yeah,
revolution.
just pre-industrial,
Yes.
the way it's been done for thousands of years.
Yes. But it takes more time, more care, more love to
Yeah.
grow this way and to live this way. So just know that you're going to put in the effort, but the result will be, listen, I want to live longer. I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my kids. I want to be here, but I also don't want to be here with dementia, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and the list goes on.
Dementia
right?
is a little scary, and as you
So
know,
scary.
there's so many more
scary.
people who are being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, early onset,
Yes.
and dementia. I am convinced it's got something to do with the way food is processed because, pretty much in the last 50, 60 years, that's when the whole food processing industry exploded.
Right.
Right? I've got to be right about this.
Well,
There's
look at the number of kids who are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Spectrum disorders.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's going into occupational therapy, and she's been shadowing, and she said, "Mom, there's kids that so many kids that have issues that are on the spectrum that have autism." I mean, forget about Asperger. I'm talking about way on the other side.
There is definitely correlation.
Motor skill, yeah, there definitely is. It's genetically modified organisms. Our bodies don't have the DNA yet to support the digestion of those types of anti-nutrients because they are anti-nutrients.
Right.
So
So
don't get me
what should
started.
people look for? Let's say, you want to eradicate that. You want to at least hold it off. I mean, what
Yes.
should people be doing? Just step away from the processed, or
Yeah, well, I think
is there something you can take?
Yes, well, listen, there's a lot of stuff you can take if you eat a bad meal. That's a whole nother, we should talk about that because it's activated charcoal. Do you know about
I
activated
do.
Yeah.
I've been drinking charcoal.
Yeah, so charcoal is now a big thing in California. They're doing it at the pressed juice place. And what charcoal does is it basically hacks whatever meal you've had. It neutralizes. However,
What does it
if
do to
you're-
the fats? Does it break that down too?
I'm not sure about that, but if, for instance, if you go out and you have swordfish, which contains a ton of mercury, right? And you have a ton of sushi. So you want to go home or take with you your activated charcoal pill. And that activated charcoal pill will neutralize the toxins so they don't get then processed into the liver because then it starts to, proliferate.
Boy, if we were to cut you open, you must be very healthy on the
I
inside.
hope so.
I mean, everything must be very happy.
We all have our
you know?
issues. Listen, listen. I came to this through struggling with a ton of health issues. So
Really?
Oh God, yes.
Like
So-
what? What was your journey?
So I was initially at Mayo Clinic when I was 17 years old, doubled over in pain from irritable bowel. Nobody
At
knew
17?
At 17, nobody knew really what is irritable bowel. And then it was colitis. Then it was diverticulitis. But and then they thought I had Crohn's disease. In all reality, what it was is I was not able to tolerate gluten or dairy. But who knew back then, right? So I had to, after leaving, you go to these doctors, you spend all this time, and they tell you everything's fine. They wanted to put me on an antidepressant. They said, I think you're just depressed. I said, no, I'm in pain. So at any rate, that's
your pharmaceutical companies
yes,
for you.
Exactly. So that kind of began my journey. My mother getting cancer at a very young age, my father getting cancer. These things inform
Plus,
our
you're
lives.
very fair. We talked about
Yes,
that too. We're going to get to the
yes,
skin
yes,
products in a
yes.
moment. And, even just going under the sun. You said
Oh,
once you
yes.
blistered and burned.
Oh,
and,
many
Good
times.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm just like a walking, poster child for what you can do if you've had excessive sun exposure, how you can reverse the damage. Seriously.
Wow.
Most of it, at least. I've had some things cut off
You mean
my
how
face.
you can reverse the damage externally?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so what do you do?
yeah,
Is some of
yeah.
this part of your regime?
It is. So again, all these products, like my thing is beauty from the inside out, right?
Right.
And it's all about sourcing. Everything I do is about sourcing ingredients. So what I thought, like I'm eating coconut oil, I'm getting this water. I get this water from this company called Live Water. It's kind of crazy. It's ridiculously expensive, but well worth it. The mineral profile in it is next to none. It's actually hand harvested in a live spring in Central Oregon in the Opal Plains. And it's then carried in an electric truck back to my doorstep. So I use that for all my products.
kidding?
Mm-mm. So that's what's in all these products. So this water contains high amounts of something for the skin called silica. Silica,
okay.
Silica. They put it in biotin, and there's many supplements for the hair, skin, and nails. So I thought, oh, gosh, like I need to be drinking this. Also, I had done a mineral profile, and here I'm someone who's eating fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, at least maybe 4 to 5 cups, and I have a mineral deficiency. This is several years ago. What's going on? I was drinking reverse osmosis water.
What?
Reverse osmosis water.
How do you know if you're drinking reverse osmosis
Because
water?
you put it under your sink. So water's a huge key. Water's a huge key to good skin. I don't think we talked about that earlier. The kind of water, what kind of water you're drinking, because we don't in the state of California. I mean, there's fluoride in our water. There's chlorine in our water. So we've got to at least get rid of that.
But so many people are using bottled, and bottled is apparently no better.
Oh, well, the
if
plastics.
not worse. Am I right?
Oh, the plastics, the BPAs in plastics are actually linked to neuro, hormone, behavioral, all disruptors.
I mean, shoot me now. I have to
Yeah,
tell you.
I know.
No matter what I do, no
Drink
matter
out
what I
Drink
eat,
out of glass.
drink out of glass.
Drink out of
but
glass.
you know
I
what?
shut my
Sometimes
glass up.
I even question recycled products.
Yeah.
I really do, because the processing that goes through.
All the bleaching agents you're
Yes,
saying? Yeah.
and people say, make sure it's recycled. Drink out of glass. That glass, I think, is recycled, isn't it? Or-
Right, yeah, just wash in your machine, Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But they're natural elements, right? They're natural products. These are, chemistry 101. These are things that our body identifies. We know this. in an evolutionary profile, we know glass. We know real materials.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't know fake materials.
Yeah.
Our bodies don't have the engineering to dissect that and to healthfully process it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yes.
hoping that we get away from the entire plastic consumption.
too.
I've got plastic bottles in my house. I'm just as guilty.
I
And my family
know.
goes and they grab a bottle.
Yeah.
And so basically
Yeah.
the thing one should do is what? Have a purifier on your
Absolutely.
faucet.
At least
Really-
in your sink. It's
yeah.
very simple, and they're very inexpensive now. Just get your water purified, your drinking water. You really need, that's like number one.
And then carry around a bottle, a glass bottle, or whatever, and put your water in there. No, it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done.
Okay, so water.
So anyway, so back to these products. So all these products contain that crazy live water from a live spring over thousands of years old.
And
So
these are your products.
These
that
are
you-
my
okay.
products, yeah. So I design products not to be the be-all, end-all of your skincare because, listen, I go into people's homes, I clear out their cosmetic cabinets, their makeup bags, and they're not so happy, right? But if these products can go on top of what you're currently using, they actually can neutralize some of the toxins.
That's another thing we forgot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You will go into someone's room and look at all the makeup in their bag and say, nope, nope,
Yes.
nope. Essentially, people's favorite lipstick
I know.
has what in it? What were
I
you
know.
saying is in people's lipsticks?
Lead and arsenic, yes.
I mean, could you imagine if you're licking your lips?
Right. On
You're
average, how many times a
consuming-
day? Right. I
lot.
lick my lips like 10
Or if
times
you're
a
kissing someone,
right?
you're giving them lead poisoning.
And you're giving them poisoning.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's a thought.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Wasn't that in some kind of cartoon or something?
yeah.
Poison lipstick.
Poison lipstick,
But
right?
so you'll go in and you'll actually look at products and
Yes.
say, get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Yes.
It's poisonous.
Yeah, I run all the ingredients through a website, a database, and I see the level of toxicity, and then I remove them. And listen, I used to just remove without replacing. Now I give great replacements. There's tons. This day and age, there's so many great natural products out in the marketplace. It's super, super
And on your
exciting.
website, you also list
I do.
Lauren approved products.
Yes, I do.
If we have time at the end, I may have you just
Yes,
sort of
I
go through
do.
some of them.
I do.
By the way, my clock seems to be off.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but so make sure you keep track of my timing. But okay.
So can I try these products on you and see
what
what
are
you
they?
think?
And lift them up so that the camera can see
Okay,
them.
so I know they're not
Which
labeled
one?
well because they'll. So these are my most popular. Those are the ones that I brought. So I ended up trying to really fine tune the product line because the cost to make them is very expensive because of the products, and these are the tried and true ones. So
we use all three
I use all three for different
same
reasons.
time. Okay.
Yes, different times. So you're going to get out of the shower in the morning. And this is actually made in conjunction with a company called Hue Minerals.
Lift it up higher so we can see it
And
again.
I love this woman and her product line. And it's fulvic acid and 88 trace minerals.
What does it do? And where do we
the
spray
fulvic,
it?
all over your body. So for me, so what I've done with her product is for me, it's too strong and it's kind of a little stinky, sorry to say.
Oh, I don't want to leave here
no,
smelly.
No. So I basically diluted them with essential oils. Okay. So close your eyes. I'll just do your arm and your chest.
Thank
okay?
you.
So this for me is too strong. My skin is really delicate.
I'm one of those people. I don't like people spraying me with any.
You don't.
I think it smells really good. Oh, great. It's not weird. Let me see.
Do you feel a tingle?
No,
Okay.
I'm supposed to.
I'm going to take this off and I'll put a little in my hands and just see if you feel. Okay.
It smells really good. Now I feel a little bit of a tingle.
Can I put a little on your chest?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. On your neck.
Oh, good. Instant facelift.
Yeah. So what you'll see with this,
Oh, it actually feels really good.
right? You're going to start to feel a little tingle. And
Yeah,
that's
I
the
do
fulvic
here, but I
acid.
didn't on my arm.
So what we have to do with skin, because 70% of the protein in our body is collagen, we want to stimulate the collagen. And to stimulate, you've got to turn over your cells, right? You starting to feel it? I see it.
I do feel
it's
it.
starting to turn a little pinky and rosy. So this is for the body. You get out of the shower.
And what's the name of this again?
It's mine. This is the head to toe body spray.
Okay, just remember that.
Yeah.
Head to toe body spray. If you want to,
This is
it
undiluted.
Feels really good.
Yes. So this for my skin is too strong. So these
And
are,
you're saying not mine because I have a lot of melanin.
yes,
melatonin.
melanin. Yes, she has a lot of melanin in her skin.
Right, I've got
she's
that
got the Italian
skin going.
thick, dark skin that doesn't get all muddled and red. And see, if I put that on, I turn into a blotch. Okay. So
Okay.
then the other products. So this one, and you can smell too. I make them with different essential oils.
What is this?
Smell. So that's ylang ylang
I
sandalwood.
love this. What is it?
Yeah, ylang ylang sandalwood,
Sandalwood. Oh,
lavender, and fresh rose oil. So
Okay,
this,
where can I put it?
Yes,
I'm all
this
over
is for
it.
your face. So remember you said you don't like sprays on your face?
Yeah.
There's also, it's
Can I put a little on my
infused-
face now?
Yes, it's infused with almond and vitamin E oil.
Oh, it just smells great. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to spray me? Do you
yes,
really
close
have
your eyes. It's not going to
Oh, I
burn your
don't
makeup.
li-
I promise.
okay.
Close.
Oh,
Okay. Deep breath in. And what do these oils do too? So we talk about another factor of aging is stress. These are all oils that actually de-stress the
wow,
skin.
all of a sudden my stress is gone.
I know, it's like meditating, right? Putting the oils on, right? And then this is what I carry with me when I travel on a plane. How's it feel?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I don't know, kind of good. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's tightening my skin.
Yes, you will feel that. You feel, yeah.
I like the smell
Yes,
too.
yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
that's
we should do
lovely.
like before and afters because you do get like a taut feeling in the skin.
Oh, put it on my neck.
Yes, okay, let me do that. You might be able to handle the strongest one, but let me do this one on your neck.
Yeah, give me the strongest one. I can handle anything.
You can? Okay. This is the one that's straight
If
up.
I get blotches
Yes.
tonight, I'll be calling you.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the strongest one. So you can, yes, see.
Didn't you
look,
put that
look,
on me
look how
earlier?
it just, yes, look how it's turning a little pinky. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's tightening. You just got to, yes, it's working perfectly.
Is it going to dissolve the gold around my neck?
No,
I mean,
it's
you know,
not. It is an acid
I
product.
like the smell of that too.
Yeah.
I really love
Well,
these.
that's what, yes. So those
Okay,
are
and
infused
what's
with.
the third one?
And the third one is something that I call my airplane must have.
Is this the one that gives you that glow? Which one gives you that glow on your face?
The one I just put on your face.
Oh, let me have it again.
Okay.
No, I want to just see how I would do it on my
Okay.
own.
Shake it because it's
Shake it.
Yes.
Kayla's laughing at me. No, your face glows.
Yes, so will yours.
And this is it. This is what you
it.
use.
This is it.
If you want that glowing skin, ladies, you've got to call Lauren. This
Yes.
is terrific.
Yeah. Yeah. I get a lot of orders for this every week.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you
Yes.
just take on the airplane with you.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I do. I really, and you asked me what I use for moisturizer, and it's right here.
I'm overdoing it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know. Now you're so again. This is my moisturizer. I talk about sourcing. This is hand sourced. It's raw coconut oil from Thailand, and again, it hasn't been processed.
That's
There's no
incredible.
hexane
Raw
or-
coconut oil
Yes.
from Thailand.
Yes.
Why
And
raw
this is-
coconut oil from Thailand? I mean, did they just have better coconut oil?
It's what I found. I found a small farm. I like to support the farmers, and I like sustainable practices. And this farm has a sustainable. I do, and
That's the word to look for, sustainable.
and smell this one. So
Reuse.
this is what I use for my moisturizer, and I'll show you how little you need.
Let me see. Kind
I also use it in the ends of my hair, which are very dry.
Can I like put my finger in?
Of course you can. That's for you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love the smell
Yeah.
of this. And where
Yes.
would I put this?
That's my
Anywhere.
moisturizer. Everywhere. That's
whole
what I want.
body?
Yeah. So when I get out of the shower, what I typically do is I put that on first, then I spray my body to seal it.
I love the
Yeah.
smell of this. I love the feel.
I know it doesn't.
So you
yeah.
could just rub this everywhere,
yes,
all
you
over
could.
your body,
You
your legs,
certainly
your
could.
hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Yummy.
Yeah, I'm going to leave
Yeah.
here just
Yes,
beautiful,
exactly.
feeling great.
And this is my airplane piece. So the airplane piece, I'll let you smell it. This is just, how people are starting to wear masks on the airplane. This is to basically
love this.
neutralize
What
toxins.
is this?
This is that silica water mixed very simply with a dash of lemon oil, organic lemon oil, and lavender.
Okay.
So can I spray the atmosphere?
You're going to spray me the
Not
atmosphere
you,
or
this,
me?
No, this is the atmosphere. This is your
Oh, so you
space.
spray in your
I spray my-
space.
Yeah, I spray my house with
Oh.
this.
So you get on a plane
No.
and you start spraying that. Believe me, some stewardess is going to throw you off. So you got to watch
spray.
it.
I do spray. I absolutely do spray.
Do
it.
you seriously do that?
You bet I do.
Oh, wow.
I go like this real quick. Also
Before
up
anyone's even noticing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Up in the air
Well,
vent.
why not?
Up in the
Because
air vent.
The air vent's terrible. I mean, it's all recycled air.
It's awful.
And you do know the air in coach is different than the air in first class. They have different air.
I heard this. Is that true?
I don't know.
That's
this is
awful.
what they say. Whoever they
How
is.
elitist.
I
How
got to find
elitist.
the theys, but
Yeah.
they say,
Yeah.
and I tend to fly
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
I don't always go first class.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
So that air actually makes me nervous. I tend to get the blanket when I'm sitting there, if I can find a blanket, and I just
Mm-hmm. Right.
put it up to my face
Yeah.
because I really
Spray
don't want to
your-
get sick.
spray
my
your
environment.
space. Yep.
Okay, and then
Spray-
what's this one?
Oh, they're both the same.
They're
I
both-
just brought,
it's a coconut.
that was for Misty. I didn't know if Misty were.
Oh,
Yeah.
Misty. Okay,
Wherever
I'm going to
Misty
save
went.
this for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yummy. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's it. That's my stuff is very. It's
A couple
very
of
sim-
other things.
Very simple.
Collagen. You eat collagen.
I eat collagen.
I read about that one too, and I read about a woman who ate collagen for a month, and she apparently looked phenomenal. Is there really something to this? Where do you go buy collagen to eat?
Okay, collagen now you can get everywhere. There's a couple of brands that I particularly like. Or you can make your own collagen by simply doing what your grandmother did. Take a bunch of bones from a chicken, take your carcass, throw it in the water with some vegetables, slow cook it overnight. The next morning you're going to have this gelatin like
I'm
on the
telling
top.
you, my mom and my
Yes,
grandma did
right?
that.
That's what
it
they did.
skipped over me because I would think,
Yeah.
why are you doing this?
Why are we doing this?
You
Well,
know,
there
and
was
I'm one of
something
those
to it.
people who went to the process of everything
Yes, of
because
course.
they
That
seem
was-
to be working day and night to do stuff, but
Yes.
there was something to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what you're finding in that gelatin is all the collagen. And the collagen is what we need. It's 70% of the protein in our bodies. We need that to restructure our bones, our skin, our hair, and our nails.
No, so wait a minute. So you're simmering that all night.
I'm
And
simmering
then what
that.
do? You're drinking
I have
the
like
broth?
I do like a cup. I drink it mostly in the winter. In the summertime, I don't as much. I really rely on the powders, on the collagen powders, and I use that in my cleanses. So
What if you're vegan? Or,
yes, well, if you
pescatarian or
well,
whatever.
if you're
and you don't-
pescatarian, you can use a fish collagen.
Okay.
And if you're vegan, then you're not going to use collagen because guess what? It's made out of the carcass of either a fish.
Is there any kind of substitute?
Well, I do have some vegan clients, and what I tell them to do is really load up, if they're willing to do it, on the algae from a supplement called krill oil or astaxanthin.
I've heard about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and those two, do they do the same? Do they promote collagen? No, but also, really having a high quality diet, making sure you take out the processed foods, making sure you're getting protein. It's hard to do that as a vegan, isn't it?
It is, and basically, the only way I know to do that as a vegan, and I'm not
Are
a
you
vegan.
vegan?
No.
No.
I've entertained the thought of
Yeah.
going pescatarian. I really have. I don't eat much meat. I do like chicken, but lately I've been not really eating it and thinking a little bit about consuming animal products.
Yeah.
And it's personal for me. So if I were to do that, protein basically what, from beans? Is
Yeah,
your
and-
only source? I mean,
Right.
it's tough.
Well, beans, quinoa.
Quinoa.
Yeah,
But isn't that more like a
tempeh.
carb, if you will?
I personally
I think quinoa is like a carb.
Well, it has 9 grams of protein per serving, so it is the highest amount of protein for any kind of a grain. In fact, it's not really a grain; it's a legume.
What's a legume?
It's a bean. It's a form of a. So it doesn't process the same way as a grain does. But listen, I think if you have listen. For everyone, everyone's bio-individual, right? So regardless of what diet you try, you have to make sure that it's the right thing for your constitution. So if you come to me and you say, Lauren, oh my God, my joint pain is awful. I can barely walk. My knees are swollen, or my thyroid feels off. Then I'm going to say, you know what? We're going to have a really hard time with a vegan diet.
All right, so let's go through this very
okay.
briefly.
Okay.
Joint pain, what's a must do? You have to do what if you've got joint pain? What does somebody do?
For joint pain, for internal, and then I'll give you the external. So for internal, for joint pain, again, fish oil, turmeric, and making sure that the turmeric has black pepper, glucosamine and chondroitin. And again, I'm almost doing something that's slightly egregious because I'm giving you a blanket.
Well, just a takeaway for
This
people.
is just a takeaway.
A takeaway for
Yeah,
people. It's better if they do something as
Yes,
opposed to
and
doing
try
nothing. What
try
about
one
for-
of these.
What about for memory? What's the absolute
Oh my
must?
God, for memory. Okay, fish oil is fantastic for memory.
I'm noticing a pattern here. Fish oil.
Yes, I know. Making sure that you have estrogen in your brain still is good for memory. So now the stuff.
So taking an
yeah.
estrogen?
So bioidentical hormones have gotten a really bad rap, right? Because
have.
They really have.
A lot of people won't take them because they're afraid of that they say that it increases your chances of breast cancer.
Well,
again, I've read that.
Yes.
And I do read the medical journals. I
Yeah.
just don't read anything.
Right. But it's neuroprotective. So you need to look at your own set. Again, that's why like the 23andMe and some of these genetic tests too are great. So I personally, my genetic testing, I don't run the risk for Alzheimer, but I do for maybe breast cancer. I'm not saying I do. I'm just giving you an example.
Right, I
So
understand.
then I'm going to make sure that my estrogen levels are there, that are adequate, but they're not excessive. So the more that I can learn, the more diagnostics we have, the easier it is for us to really be specific about what your protocol
So
should
for
be.
memory, estrogen, fish oil.
Fish oil, turmeric is great for memory.
Once again.
Bacopa, this is another one of my favorite things.
What's it called?
Bacopa. It's an Indian herb, Bacopa.
Got it right.
Yeah, very nice.
Bacopa.
Great for memory. I also like all the omegas, like the chia seeds, the hemp seeds, making sure you have the right balance of omega-3 to omega-6. Good olive oil, good for the brain. So like they looked at all these blue zones. This guy Dan Buettner, about the blue zones.
Yeah,
These people
I do.
living, to 100 years old, and there's one in Loma Linda, California. They're in Italy. They're kind of
My
scattered
people.
around. Yeah, they're scattered around.
Olive oil.
Yes, olive oil.
I use olive oil
They
on
have
so
much olive oil in their diet.
Wait a minute. You won't believe what else I use olive oil for. I actually, well, it's true. I will rub it on the wood in my house.
Why
because-
not?
There you go. And someone said, no, you can't do that. It's a food product. I'm like, why not?
Why not?
I'm like, it's good for my skin. It's good at my dried out
yes.
wood. Why not? I swear to God, my wood
yes.
still looks good outside.
I
it
love
looks
that.
amazing.
And why not? Why
I've
do you-
tried every product. It's the olive oil.
And again, can I just touch on something about the toxicity of wood cleaners?
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
right? So what did our grandparents use? They used coconut oil, olive oil, palm oil. That's how they cleaned their wood. They didn't use these toxic wood products that actually keep the pesticides in the home, and they linger for up to
Horrible.
8 to 10 hours.
Physical. So to look great on the outside.
Yes.
What supplement? What do you say? The takeaway for people. What should they absolutely be taking?
So
that glowing.
yes,
feeling.
from the outside, if you want to buy my products, that will help. But to take for a supplement, you're asking me?
Supplement and some products that you would recommend that
Okay.
that is a must.
Okay. So really the best way is to hydrate your skin from the inside. So making sure you're drinking your water. But people,
And you can purify that very easily
yes.
from
So
the tap. Yeah.
again, people say, "Oh my God, I can never drink 8 to 10 glasses of water." I think that is even excessive. I think you drink 6 glasses of water and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you get up in the morning, what really happens overnight is you end up getting a lot of toxicity that builds up in your tissues. So if you get up in the morning and you take the juice of a lemon into some hot water, that stimulates your system, that gets your bowels going.
I
and it
do that all the
flushes-
time.
Flushes
Now when I go to
toxins.
restaurants, I actually ask for a
I do
big
too.
pot of hot water
with lemon.
With a lemon.
It's
I
one of
do.
It stimulates all of our digestive juices.
I'm just doing everything
Yeah.
right.
And vitamin C is a great producer of collagen. So what's in the lemon? It's vitamin C. So that's another great way to.
Okay, and
build
you've
that.
got 4 steps that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
To healthy living.
Yes.
To Lauren healthy living.
Yes.
Lauren living healthy.
Yes.
Give it to me.
Okay. So the first thing, the number one cause of aging and degenerative disease is unfortunately stress, right? And we all have it. This is just the era that we're living in. So finding just simple ways every day you can de-stress, whether it be, if you're not a meditator, it doesn't take 20 minutes twice a day in Transcendental.
There's different ways to
There's
meditate,
different-
as we were
yes.
talking about. Go somewhere outside, or maybe you have a space in the inside
Yeah.
that gives you peace. I really believe in that. I'm not a pill person at all.
Yep.
I don't
Absolutely.
know. I don't think
No,
you are either.
no.
You can find it organically. It's
Yes.
anywhere. So
Yes. Absolutely.
stress.
So reducing stress. So for some people it is going to the beach, taking a beach walk, going to sit outside in their backyard on a swing, in a hammock. Find a space every day, at least 10 minutes, where you can shut down.
You said you could show me a way to meditate in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Everybody listen, because this can help with your stress too. If it's 1 minute, anybody could find 1 minute, even in the bathroom.
Right.
Right?
Right. So my meditation is all based on breath, because if you notice, we don't know how to deep breathe. So what does deep breathing do? It oxygenates all of the cells in your body. So that's a big anti-ager. So I'm going to teach you how to do a deep breath. So you're going to take your hand on your lower abdominal, which you can't see. I've got one hand on my lower belly and one hand in between my breastbone right here. I'm going to draw the breath up in a count of 4 and hold it for 4 counts and exhale the breath
Am
for
I
4
breathing
counts.
through my nose or my mouth?
Only through your nose, the lips are sealed, okay? So here we go. Let's take 4 counts in, mouth closed through the nose. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale the breath for 4 counts, not through the mouth, nose. Pull the belly back to the spine. Hold the breath out for 4 counts.
I got confused.
Yes, now inhale for 4 counts through the nose. Hold for 4 counts, lips tight. Exhale for 4 counts. Release all the breath back to the spine. And one more time, inhale for 4 counts. Close your eyes just for a second. Holding for 4, exhaling for 4. Deep, full exhalation all the way down to the base of the spine. Pull the belly back. Empty the whole belly. and release. So that was probably 30 seconds, right? Okay, just
You're immediately
immediately. Yes.
transformed somewhere else. You're going somewhere else.
Because for meditation, there's mantra meditation, there's breath meditation, there's something called mindfulness where you have to sit and watch your breath. Some of those techniques can be difficult unless you're getting a guide. I also teach meditation unless you're getting a guided meditation. But the breathing gets you out of your head because you're focusing on the count, focusing on the whole.
It really works.
I know.
It just does. I already feel a little more at peace.
I know.
You know,
Yeah, it's
okay,
kind of a
so
miracle
we
breath.
only have a few minutes.
Yes.
So stress, de-stressing,
Yes.
meditation
Meditation,
helps.
okay.
What else really helps? if
Well,
someone doesn't wanna do that?
it's a combination. It's called cut the crap.
Cut the crap.
Yeah, cut
How
the
do we
crap.
cut the crap?
So cut the crap, cut the processed food out of the diet. Limit your consumption of refined white sugar. It really does age you, but it also creates, remember you're talking about the cortisol, an excess production of adrenaline and cortisol. It stimulates your system. So it changes your brain cells. So you really want to curb that, maybe to 25 grams or under of sugars a day.
But how do you know? Like, where do you find the white sugar? Because people are going and eating and they're not really sure.
Well, if they put it in their coffee, in candy, and look at something that's actually like one of the biggest offenders. It's called high fructose corn syrup. It's awful, right?
When you see corn syrup in general,
run. Run in the opposite
Do you agree?
direction.
Run.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's one of the most
you're
toxic
not
foods.
consuming natural
All
corn.
GMO, and it's a huge allergen, and your liver just hates it, and so do your cells. It just ages you so quickly.
Okay, so the number one, try to de-stress. Number two,
Cut the crap
cut the crap.
and the crack.
And the
crack.
crack.
Right?
Crap.
Yes.
Number three,
It's called clean the pantry and clean out the house.
that's where they need you to come in.
Yes.
And I'm sure you also consult on Skype.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't have, someone could be
No.
watching this from Missouri
Yeah.
and says, I really need her.
Yeah.
Can they
I've
Skype in
I've
with
done
you too?
yes, I've done a house tour with many families that live across the country, one in Florida.
Yeah, so you
and-
don't have to be in Los Angeles.
Yes.
You can call Lauren and get this done anywhere.
And we did it all on Skype. We went through every room in the house. We did their pantries. We cleaned out. Oh, what I ended up finding were so many rancid fats. A lot of really
Where
bad
is it
fat.
hiding?
In the pantry. A
No,
lot
and
of,
what products? in
oh my
particular?
God, all the oils people were cooking with.
Really?
Oh my goodness,
Which oils?
yes. Canola, sunflower, grapeseed, all of those oils.
So you should
are,
only cook with which oil?
I
Olive?
like coconut. I
like coconut oil.
avocado oil.
Oh.
I like for low heat cooking and finishing. That would be olive. A little bit of ghee is also good, which is a clarified Indian butter. That works well for some dishes. Again, on low to medium heat. I'm going to be doing a video on how to cook with different oils.
You really should. This
Yeah.
is important stuff.
Yes.
People can get a hold of this.
Yes.
And if you
Yeah.
do a simple how-to
Yes.
video, like really simple, the how-to for idiots,
Yes.
right? I mean, really, you know,
Yeah.
of all those dummy books,
Yeah.
do a little dummy
Yes.
video for people.
Okay.
People need to learn how to do this and make it so simple that why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't
okay,
they?
so what's the fourth one?
Yes. So last but not least, okay, once you've cleaned everything out, again, the last one, I basically think that if you can find a way in your life, okay, this might go within in the meditation, and to clear out clutter. So clutter is found in the way of many things. I believe that all the computer screens need to go off by 10 p.m. Shutting down your Wi-Fi at night. Do not sleep with your Wi-Fi no matter what you do. We're getting all that EMF into our brain chemistry. Our brain chemistry cannot handle it.
I have to say something. If you
Okay.
don't believe her, just try it for 3 days.
see how you feel.
How
See how
about
you
even
sleep.
one day?
Yes, see
and
how you
see if you
sleep.
can sleep better.
Yes. Clear the clutter. See how you sleep. So
It's true.
When I go into people's homes, I put in these EMF plugs into the wall. And then and that actually detracts and it cuts down the EMF exposure in the home because
Really?
we're getting so much in our homes now because we're wired for sound. We have a Ring app. We've got so much going on in our homes now, all of us.
So people want to get in touch with you. First of all,
Yes.
they can read about a lot of this
Yes.
and more in your book, Vibrant Skin at Any Age. I love this picture. And this is
Thank
just so
you.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
a beautiful, beautiful picture.
Thank you.
And you also give speeches.
Yes, I do a lot of public speaking. I'm really big right now in education. I just really want to get the word out to people that don't have access to all the things we have access here in Southern California.
And do you write a blog? People
I
can-
do. Yes,
And where can
I
they
do.
find that? On your website?
On my website, yes. And I have a weekly newsletter
What is that? How can people find it?
So you have to sign up. So go onto my website,
Which is?
Lauren at Lauren Living Healthy, and sign up for my newsletter.
Lauren at laurenlivinghealthy.com, right?
And we're also launching an what's it called? A YouTube network. So where I'm going to be doing basic demos and education on all these topics.
Pretty
one
much
by
like
one.
the videos that we were showing earlier.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
I love that one, just
Yeah.
going shopping with you
Yes.
at the farmer's market.
Correct.
And looking at what you're putting in to the smoothie for breakfast in your
Yes.
kitchen. People can do this, and they can go along with you and do this.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're on a real mission.
Yes,
You're
yeah,
really
I
on a
am.
mission to clean out the gut from the inside out and look beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
learned a lot. And your
yeah.
products, if people want to purchase your products, also on your website.
Yes, they're on the website too. Yeah.
Okay,
And
all
they're
right, great.
reasonable too.
I feel even more beautiful after talking to
You
you
look
and,
beautiful.
and spraying. I feel great and meditating a little and breathing.
Yes.
This has been quite an hour. I'm walking out of here all relaxed. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope you had a good time.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So remember, look up Lauren if you need any other information, or also you can find it on my website at deborahkobylt.com. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and we will see you next week.